final examinations to find out whether they will get enough points to get into the university that they want to, or a high enough score to get the particular course they want to get into. Our eldest grandson, we have 15 grandchildren, which is not bad for an Australian. But the eldest one is in that number this year, and it's that waiting for that final examination that bears down on them so much. And some of you over there yesterday, some of you sitting there, had your doctoral thesis examined yesterday. And that was a fairly hair-raising experience for you to stand up in front of a group of people you know very well and to present your thesis. You did well, and we congratulate you on that. You know, as we look at this parable, there is always a danger that people will regard Christianity as a kind of heavenly examination system. That at the end, we will have to face up and, in a sense, we get in or out by what we've done. And some people think that God has given us a syllabus in the Bible that we have to learn. He's given us a set of rules that we have to do, and our future depends upon how we face up at the final examination. One day he'll come, he'll set that final examination, see who passes, see who fails. And at first sight, this parable seems to reinforce that idea of Christianity. But of course, the whole of Jesus' ministry should make us protest against such a view of Christianity. Jesus declared that he had come to call not the righteous, but sinners. That he had come to seek and save the lost. It was all about grace. None of us, no matter how hard we try, no matter how many doctorates we write, are never going to earn God's favour, because he is a God of grace. We celebrate that tonight as we come here, that we have a God who is a God of grace and love. So what's this parable all about? The usual way of taking it is to suggest that Jesus is preparing his disciples for quite a long period during which he would not be present, and he would leave them with tasks to be done. On his return, they'll be judged according to how they perform. And in a sense, this also looks dangerously like an examination system again that's based on the works that we do. Dr. N.T. Wright, the British historian and theologian, suggests that any story that Jesus tells about a master and slaves, in which the master goes away and leaves the slaves tasked to perform and then comes back at last, would certainly be understood in the Judaism of his day as being a story about God and Israel. See, Matthew 25, this verse comes from, belongs very closely to Matthew 23, where Jesus denounces the scribes and the Pharisees for their hypocrisy, for the things that they had done and had not done. They, I would suggest, in this parable, are represented by the wicked servants who hid their talents, who hid these sacks of money. Think about it for a moment. Scribes and the Pharisees had been given the law of Moses. They had been given the temple, a sign of God's presence amongst them. They've been given the wonderful promises about how God would bless not only Israel, but through Israel, the whole world. And what have they done with them? They had buried them in the ground. They had turned the command to be the light of the world into an encouragement to keep the light for themselves. And to me this makes more sense of this parable. And perhaps the disciples in this parable became the new Israel, the new followers, who would use their gifts that God had given them wisely. But we can look at it as it speaks to us today. I've just been recently mentoring a young man from our church in Adelaide in the area of preaching. One of the things that I always try to get him to do is to look at the context out of which it's come, and then say, what is the message out of that that's consistent with that for us today? And I want to take those words and bring them particularly to our graduates today. Each of you who are graduating today